This video is brought to you by ncix.com. Great technology, selection, and service.
Recently, we took a look at G.SKILL's new gaming keyboard, the KM780 RGB. Link to that video will be down below if you want to check it out. But to complete the peripheral set, G.SKILL has also announced a new gaming mouse, the Ripjaws MX780 RGB, that's approaching the market with a unique modular design, gaming-grade laser sensor, RGB lighting, and some extra features. All of this will set you back about $80, which I think fits appropriately within the price range for gaming mouse. But the real question is, can G.SKILL compare with the offerings from Corsair, Logitech, Myonix, Razer, and so on? Well, that's what we're going to find out. Starting with the build, the aluminum frame structure feels robust and solid, although the bottom brushed aluminum surface is prone to scratches. The soft touch rubber surface at the top is an excellent choice, G.SKILL, and you know how much I'll appreciate the quality of this material. It's comfortable and adds that extra grip just like my Aviar 7000, and I love it. Design-wise, there is some resemblance to the Kogar 700M, but there are a few unique features that G.SKILL has implemented on the MX780. To be specific, the two side grips are magnetically attached to the main frame, which can be interchanged for either an ambidextrous grip, or if you're left or right-handed, the side grips can be adjusted accordingly, which is nice. Also note that the magnetic force is very strong for the side grips, so you'll have to pull pretty hard to detach them. It's a nice system as you won't have to worry about it coming off as you game over time. The mouse weighs 111 grams, and G.SKILL has included an additional pair of 4.5 gram weights that can be installed to the main frame behind the side grips on both sides, which is an excellent feature. Some people still prefer really heavy mice, and adding extra weights is a nice touch. You can also adjust the height of the palm rest with the provided Allen key. My preferred spot was somewhere around the middle, which ergonomically was comfortable for my palm. There are 8 programmable buttons on the MX780, and all of them feature Omron switches. The primary left and right click buttons have excellent tactile feedback and require minimal pressure to press. This would be a great option if you're an FPS shooter, and throughout my testing, shots were spot on and the response time was very fast. The scroll wheel was a pleasure to use with best-in-class scroll steps, although it does require some pressure to press. The Dpi Shift button right behind the scroll wheel follows the exact same feel as the rest, nothing to complain about, and you can set up 5 levels of DPI through the driver software. The 2 forward and backward buttons on both sides of the mouse are easy to reach, and when clicking the buttons, they continue to travel after the click is registered. I personally like this feature as it allows activation of these buttons without affecting cursor navigation. G.SKILL's MX780 houses an Avago gaming-grade laser sensor that's capable of up to 8200 dpi. My preferred setting was somewhere between 1200 to 1600 dpi, which I think is a sweet spot for gaming, and as I mentioned earlier, the combination of excellent Omron switches and outstanding ergonomics along with a really good sensor equates to a much better gaming experience. The sensor tracks well on both dark and white surfaces, but not on glass. Let's talk lighting. There are 4 lighting zones, which includes the subtle lighting inside the scroll wheel, the lighting on the sides, the top lighting, and the logo on the palm rest. I have to admit, it looks amazing during night times. All of these can be configured to your preference within the driver software. And speaking of the driver software, you're greeted with a physical layout of the mouse, but you know how G.SKILL advertises that the MX780 has 8 programmable buttons? Well, if you take a close look on the right side of the window, there are 2 more buttons, so to speak, which seems a little misleading. I'm sure no one assigns the scroll wheel step as a left or right click, so G.SKILL fixed this with an update. The other buttons can be assigned with certain functions by just clicking on them. Switching over to the settings tab, you can adjust the polling rate, set the number of DPI stages, and assign each stage with your preferred DPI value. The double-clicking speed, window pointer speed, mouse wheel scroll speed, and the lift-off range can be adjusted and customized as well. Moving on to the lighting tab, there are 3 main options. Background lighting is where you assign each zone to your preference. When you click on each zone, the lighting turns off, but if you want to change the color of a specific zone, you'll have to turn the lighting zone off, select your preferred color, and then turn the zone back on. Honestly, I wasn't pleased with this process. Moving on to the effect lighting, the scroll wheel, the 2 side lights, and the logo can only be set to breathing, while the center lighting strip can be adjusted to either a color cycling effect or breathing. Just like my KM780 keyboard that I reviewed recently, I had to create a preset for these effects. Lighting sync with system basically allows the mouse lights to turn off when the system is off. And to complete this, you'll have to save the settings to the device memory. I'm hoping that G.SKILL comes up with an update as soon as possible for both the KM780 and the MX780. I have to admit, I'm not happy with G.SKILL's driver software. But on a positive note, G.SKILL has completed the gaming peripheral set with the MX780 RGB gaming mouse. The build quality was excellent, interchangeable side grips is a very convenient feature, customizable weight options is a bonus at this price point, and the buttons have excellent tactile feedback, and the Avago laser sensor provides accurate tracking, and the lighting system on the mouse is a pleasure to look at. The only gripe I have is the driver software. I'm sure G.SKILL can fix this with an update, and that would sum up a well-rounded gaming mouse. Well, that concludes our review of the G.SKILL Ripjaw's MX780 RGB gaming mouse. What are your thoughts of this product? Let us know in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more similar content, and we'll see you in the next one. Oh yeah, I'm Eber, by the way.